Ex-wife wanted an open marriage. I simply walked away and went straight to an attorney's office the next day. She truly thought I okayed the open marriage. I just went radio silence on her. I believe she actually did go on a date that night. I'm sure she did because she left and didn't come back home that night. So clearly she was with someone else, right? True story. I found your channel after hearing a few of your open marriage, open relationship stories on your channel, the main channel. Wild how a lot of wives are requesting this bullcrap. I was married to my now ex-wife for 7 years and she was asking me this bullcrap out of nowhere. This is the same woman I took a lie detector test for twice in our 3rd year of marriage because she thought I was having an affair with my hot female colleague. So I traveled a lot to a job site with a colleague of mine. This woman was married with children. She had zero interest in me, and I didn't have any in her. My wife of 3 years at the time was for sure we were sleeping together, even though our team's meeting messages were strictly professional. She was just going off of how the woman looked. So I'm a white guy, to be transparent. My ex-wife is a black woman. Beautiful woman. My colleague was a white woman. She's since quit her career to be a stay-at-home mother. Blonde hair. I'm not going to act as if I didn't notice her beauty. She's gorgeous. I did, but I'm a faithful man. I would never do anything like that, ever. My ex-wife would claim my colleague is who I truly wanted because she's also white, like me. Her words. It was ridiculous. We already had enough drama early in our relationship because of the interracial things. One issue was from my youngest brother, which is so stupid. But my ex-wife was very insecure about it. Whenever I'd come back from a trip, STI, STD testing was a requirement. Oh, and let's talk about how annoying it was being away on a visit. My ex-wife would call me constantly. Even if I get off the phone with her, 15 minutes later, she'd call back asking where my colleague was. It was so embarrassing. It got to the point where I'd walk to a nearby place for lunch, usually McDonald's, to pick up lunch, and let my colleague take the car, the rental. Or she'd bring me something back and we'd stagger our lunch hour times. When my ex-wife found out that she was bringing me back lunch sometimes, which was on the company's dime, she got ticked off. That bee is bringing my husband lunch? I know you two are intimate. I know it. And she's a married woman too? I'm letting her husband know. So her family got involved and it became this huge mess. My ex-wife made me take a lie detector test twice, and I passed both times. She told the polygraph examiner that I was a genius with a high IQ, and I figured out how to pass the test. Guys, I definitely do not have a high IQ, and I'm not a genius. I never was the smartest in school. I just worked hard and did my work. I didn't get the best grades all the time, so I don't know where that even came from. My colleague's husband didn't think his wife was cheating at all and told my wife that she was overreacting. My ex-wife called him stupid, a fool, and spit at him. My ex-wife was losing it, man. This was our 3rd year in marriage. I probably should have divorced her then. But I just went into protection mode and survival mode. Survival mode as far as saving our marriage. After the 2 lie detector tests, she didn't believe me. We went to counseling. When we first went to counseling, there was a woman and she was a white woman, and my ex-wife couldn't stand the fact that she was just in the wrong. All fingers pointed to her, my ex-wife. She was overreacting. I did everything. I showed my ex-wife everything. Phone, laptops, everything. I did it all. I would even keep my phone on FaceTime at my desk when I was at work, and I'd have my earpiece on, and if I got out of shot of the camera, she'd flip out. What are you doing over there? It was just like she was just paranoid. We ended up switching counselors to a black woman. My ex-wife was so excited about this. She's going to understand me. I know she is. I want her. We're going to go with her. I said, okay, because I know I've done nothing wrong. I never lied and I never cheated. I never deceived my wife. I did not have to do any of that. I've always believed in monogamous relationships and I respect everyone. So, anyway, we start with this counselor. First day was kind of easy. The lady let us talk, got out everything. Second day was kind of the same thing, and my ex wife was growing frustrated. Third day, the woman, the counselor, was telling my ex wife, now, is it possible that you could just be overreacting? Tell me what happened in your childhood. Yada yada, something like that. My ex wife loses it. You're supposed to be my sister. How do you do this to me? You're going against me for him? We're supposed to stick together. The counselor is saying, it's not about that. We're talking about right and wrong, the truth and lies. This man has taken 2 lie detector tests for you. He's proved everything to you. He's shown you everything. Your accusations just aren't lining up, and they're not making any sense. It sounds like you're just simply jealous. This is what the therapist was telling her, my wife. She lost it. This can't be real. She started screaming and talking about everyone's against her and what's going on. It was pretty creepy, actually. So anyway, we stopped going to see that counselor after 2 weeks, and my wife agreed to go and get an evaluation done. It didn't turn out that she was bipolar or crazy or anything. There was nothing wrong with her. She was just simply a jealous person. About a good 6 months, it was off and on, but I noticed it started to get better. My ex-wife actually started to make an effort. But you want to know what made it easier? It made it all go away? When my colleague got pregnant and decided to be a stay-at-home mom. It was all about my colleague. She was just jealous of her. She was too pretty. It was ridiculous, man. I wasn't thinking about that woman. That woman didn't care about me. That woman was happily married to a very high-profile man, I might add. My wife didn't care. She thought I wanted her, but when she left the company, my wife was excited. No more video calls while I'm working. Whenever I traveled, she didn't blow up my phone. We still talked, but she didn't blow it up. Didn't blow up my text messages either. Things got great. So all the way up until year 7 is when the crap hit the fan. But what that woman put me through, year 3 of our marriage was enough for me to walk away. And I look back now and I think I should have just left then. I did love her, but honestly, her jealousy was pushing me away and making me fall out of love with her. But I fought that thought, and I'd get upset with myself when I thought about it, when I thought about leaving her, and other family members told me I should leave her. I would vent to my brothers, both of them, and they'd tell me to just leave her alone. She's not worth it. You guys don't have children sticking around for. And I'd get upset with my brothers. Actually, I had a falling out with my youngest brother. You just never liked her in the first place, is what I told him. What is it? Is it because she's black? Just say it. You've always had a problem with it. And honestly, my youngest brother did have a problem with it. But he said he grew to love her and like her and respect her. He was projecting his own issues that he had in high school with a girlfriend that did him wrong. But you have to understand, once all this started happening, he was the first one to say, yeah, divorce her, leave her alone. So I kind of get it. But we had a falling out because he kept telling me to divorce her. And he knew this would happen. But we're good now. We were good a long time ago, actually. But at the time when I was venting to them and he'd tell me how I should leave her and kick her to the curb, I was pretty upset. I got highly upset about that. Just didn't want to hear the truth, I guess. Honestly, that's all it was. I didn't want to hear the truth. Even if the thought came in my head, I get upset with myself. So 7 years into our marriage, I'm thinking things are great. One day after making love, I was asking my wife if she can go and prepare lunch. This is something she always did, and she loved doing it. She said, absolutely, but can we talk about something? I said, yeah, what's going on? She says, well, I've been reading a lot. I've told you the books I've been reading, and it was some books about polygamy and open marriage and things like that. And honestly, guys, I promise you, I did not think that she wanted it. I thought she was just being entertained by this, you know? I'm pretty sure I'm stupid. Like I said, guys, I don't have high IQ or I'm not a genius. but I completely did not think that she was wanting this. But anyway, she did tell me about these books, and I'd laugh about it and say how silly it was. But she would say how entertaining these stories were, and I think the stories were fictional, if I can remember correctly. But anyway, she says, well, I want to ask you something, and I feel like we should be able to open with each other and not judge each other. I said, yeah, of course, what's going on? She then was asking me, what do you think about an open marriage between us? And before I answered anything, she said, I just think it'll be great for us. You know, we've been married for about 7 years and things are great with us. We don't have to divorce, but you can go see someone else, see what's out there. Going going on a couple dates here and there. I go see what's out there as well, and we come back to each other. We don't bring anyone home or anything like that. She sat there silent for a minute after saying that, just staring at me. So what do you think? I sat there and I'm just waiting for her to say, just kidding. Haha, joke's on you. I'm going to go make lunch now. Nope, her words were this: I'm going to go in here and make lunch. Just think about it. I sat in that bed wondering what the heck is wrong with my wife. Open marriage? And my thought was, where did this come from? And immediately I thought about the book she was reading. I said, you have to be freaking kidding me right now. This is not my real life. So guys, when my wife went into the kitchen to make lunch, she left her phone sitting on the bed. I immediately grabbed it. I grabbed the phone. I knew her passcode and I'm looking at my apps. And then I knew there was a way to hide apps. And lo and behold, guess what? I found a dating app. Yep, my wife is on a freaking dating app. That was enough for me right there. Actually, the open marriage request was enough, but I had to snoop a little more, so I clicked on the icon. And sure enough, she had been talking to guys, several guys, even exchanged numbers with some. And they talked about bedroom action and all types of kinky things that she wanted to be into that I wasn't into. You know how uncomfortable it is seeing your wife talk to another man about you? I put her phone back down and I sat and I laid there. I just laid there silent, didn't say a word. My wife comes back in, grilled cheese, tomato soup, and iced tea. She says, here you go, honey. So what do you think? I just look at her and I smile. She says, oh my gosh, you're so great. I love you. She kissed me on my lips. She did kiss me. I didn't kiss back, but I just allowed her to kiss me. And she went and took a shower. She then told me how her friends had an event and she wanted to go to it. I just looked at her and I smiled and she says, you're being silly. Why don't you say something? Why aren't you using your words? And I look at her and I smiled. She went on and continued doing what she was doing around the house. Didn't even pressure me to talk as much. I did eat the food. The grilled cheese and soup is my favorite. I went to the basement and started doing some other work, but I knew immediately I had to go get a lawyer. This was on the weekend though, a Sunday. I was texting my brothers back and forth, not my youngest brother, but my other brother, and he was telling me about a divorce lawyer. So my oldest brother has gotten a divorce before, and he told me all the process and how it was going to go and the mistakes he made. But I told him for sure I'm doing this, and he agreed that I should anyway. In the afternoon, my ex-wife yells down from the kitchen to the basement. She says, honey, I'm leaving for the event. Don't wait up for me tonight. I didn't say anything, and she yelled down, are you smiling? I know you're down there. I didn't say anything, and she just laughed. All right, I'm leaving. And she shut the basement door, and I heard her leave from the garage. I heard her pull out. She was gone. My wife did not come back that night. That next day, I followed my brother's orders, went and talked to a lawyer, got everything situated, told him what happened, what I went through. It was actually a therapy session, man. I freaking cried. I told him what she put me through our 3rd year of marriage and what she's doing now. And this man was there to console me. He didn't have to do that. These guys get paid by the hour. It's not like he charged me for this, but he felt my pain. And he said he's dealt with several men that's gone through this before. That man stood right there with me and he told me, I'm going to get you out of this, man. You're going to be fine. You're gonna survive, kid. So my ex-wife did work as well. There was no alimony that I had to pay or anything. We didn't have children. We were talking about having children, at least one, but I'm glad that never happened. My ex-wife was served at our home. I was home when she got served. She had begged me to go answer the door, and I told her I couldn't. I had to do something at the computer, and I suggested she go get it. I knew who it was. We rarely get people to knock on our door or ring the doorbell, but I knew it was coming this day. I can hear a little bit, but not too clearly. But basically, she got served. She ran into the room and smacked me with the envelope in the back of my head. Are you freaking kidding me? You're divorcing me? You're a piece of crap, and you're a coward. You go radio silence like a coward and don't like using your words, and you run to a lawyer? Like a little bee. I knew I should have never married you. I don't know what I was thinking. I looked at her and I smiled. She swung at me, but I dodged it. Then I started to use my words. I said, do not put your hands on me. I will call the police. They're not going to believe you, she said. I am a woman. I'll tell them that you hit me. I'll cut myself. I reached down to my phone and I hit record. She didn't even notice that I was doing it. I said, do not put your hands on me again, or I will call the police. I never put my hands on you ever in my life, so you shouldn't put yours on mine. She says, I'll do what I want. And she got in my face. I said again, do not put your hands on me. I've never put my hands on you. You should never put your hands on me again. I'm asking you, please, don't do it. And I said her name. She cocked back so fast and swung and slapped the crap out of me. I grabbed my phone. I went to the basement and I called the police. I told them everything that had happened. My wife served with divorce. She put her hands on me twice. I even recorded everything. I have the recording of me saying that I've never put my hands on her and she shouldn't put her hands on me again. And you can hear her slap me again for the second time. I told the dispatcher everything and I just hear her upstairs while I'm in the basement going off, knocking things over, breaking glass. The dispatcher even heard everything. They told me to wait in the basement and do not go upstairs and disturb her or confront her. I said, absolutely. I don't want to get hit again. The police arrived and I can hear her crying, screaming. He's downstairs. He's downstairs. He hurt me. He hurt me. They grabbed my wife and put her in cuffs. I knew they did it because when I came up, she was sitting on the couch in cuffs. This woman sat there and lied, saying that I put my hands on her. I hit her. I've been cheating on her, and then had the nerve to divorce her. She was just saying all kinds of nonsense. This was utterly ridiculous. I don't know who ended up bailing my ex-wife out, but someone did. One of her family members or something. She called and begged me to drop the charges. Please don't do this to me. Don't destroy me more than you have already. I said, more than I have? I've never done anything to you. This woman had the nerve to say, oh, you're going to pretend like you didn't cheat on me with your colleague? You were having a whole affair on me. I said, are you kidding me? We've proved that I've never cheated on you. You know I've never cheated on you. We still have a lie detector test results stating that I did not do it. We went to therapy for this. You are freaking crazy. She told me, listen, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for everything I put you through. Let's just drop the charges. Let's fix our marriage and go back to where we were. Things were good. I said, absolutely not, and I will not talk to you anymore. That divorce will go on, and you will get what you deserve for putting your hands on me. The police have pictures of my face, everything. My face was red. She clearly had bruised me up and hurt me. What do you guys think would happen to me if I did that to her? I'd be all over the news. White man punches his. My career would be done. I'd get fired. I'd get sent to jail. I'd have rallies outside my house. It'd be ridiculous. I'm just being honest. I ended up blocking her and everything and went through with the charges and went through with the divorce. So all in all, she does have a record. She didn't have to do any jail time, which is ridiculous, but she has a record. That was all silly. We ended up getting a divorce. I didn't have to pay anything. Of course, no alimony, no child support because there's no child. We didn't own our home, so that was easy. I ended up moving out. She got ticked off about that. How am I supposed to pay all of this rent? The judge told her he's not in a position to tell her what to do. Figure it out. She's a grown woman. I smiled at her. She looked over at me and saw me smiling and was ticked off. So that marriage was all over right before the pandemic. I remember thinking, wow, I just made it out of that, went through that stressful divorce. Now the pandemic is here. We can't leave our house now. I didn't get fired from my job or anything. I worked from home the entire time. But it was just weird time. Like no one knew anything. What's going on? What's going to happen? Is the world going to open back up? And obviously it did, and things got better. It's like it came and went. But I'm here now. True story. I work out every day, or almost every day. I'm doing great. In my career, I get a raise every single year, and I'm working towards becoming a manager. I have to take some certifications to do so, and I'm pretty much guaranteed the job. And life is great, man. I won't say, and guys, I hope no one gets upset with me, but it's the truth. I won't say it. I won't say that I'll never get married again. I don't know. It'll just take a certain type of woman, you know? There are certain things that I'll need. I will vet quite extensively. I date, but I haven't had a girlfriend since. Nothing serious at all. Just friends. I've been friends with one person for quite some time. I can kind of see it here and there, but I kind of like the relationship that we have. We travel a lot together. We do a lot together, but we don't have it. We haven't even put that boyfriend-girlfriend stamp on our relationship, but I don't know. I can see it going there. She was married once as well, and she got a divorce. She left her husband. But all in all, I feel good. I'm great. I'm happy. My ex-wife did try to come back. I forgot to mention that. I left that part out. So basically, she came crawling back once after the divorce was final. I did have her blocked on Facebook, but she had created a different account. Used a completely different name. And my dumb self accepted the request. There goes that IQ. Not even thinking this person didn't have any friends, no profile pictures. There was just, well, there were profile pictures. Pictures of the sky and mountains, things like that. Just random Google images that she probably found. As soon as I accepted it, I started getting DMs and messages on Facebook. Hey, this is my ex-wife's name. I really miss you. I really screwed up. I thought about all the things that I did to you and how I treated you and accused you of things and had the nerve to ask for an open marriage. I get it now. It wasn't me. It was that silly book that I was reading, those stories. And I started to fantasize. I'm so sorry. Can I have you back? I blocked her and I'd never heard from her again. I want nothing, absolutely nothing to do with that woman. My friend I spoke about, who I've been traveling a lot with, I showed her the messages and she laughed at it. We talked about how pitiful it was. It's quite sad, man. True story. Thanks for what you do, man. I really love your channel, both of them. Take care. Wow, what a story, dude. What an email. You did the right thing. I agree with you. That third year, you guys were married, should have been gone. Somebody that jealous, you're just not going to win. I've been in that situation before, dude. I've been in that situation before, and I wasn't married. Just being told, I know you're with that person. It was a specific person too that I actually had to work with. It was during school. I was at school though. Oh, I know you're sleeping with her. I know you want her. No. Oh, you're around these other girls. And guys, that feeling of being told you're something when you're not, it really hurts, especially like when you love someone or you really care for someone and you always do the right thing. You know that you always put them first. When you're around different women, you make sure you're not doing certain things or being flirty, or if other girl is being flirty, you're making sure you're not accepting that and you're pushing it away because you're putting the woman you care about first. When you do all of that and you go home and she's telling you you're a liar, she's going through your phone and she's trying to catch you in lies and trick you and manipulate you, it is the worst feeling. So I felt you, man, when you were saying that, dude. I felt that. Guys, if you want to send in a story, send it to truestorynation@gmail.com. Here, I'll put it on the screen. That's truestorynation@gmail.com. I'm going to catch you guys at the next one.